Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Weinrich. I am your choir director for second trimester, much like I was for first trimester for everyone. A lot of this information is going to be geared towards any new arrivals that we have in choir this trimester, and also to just make sure that we are on the same page, continuing on from first trimester to second trimester. So, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is attendance. Make sure that you're at school and where you need to be. That just doesn't go for choir as well, but make sure that your attendance is as such, so you're not trying to make things up last minute kind of thing, that and then you're not able to get lessons in that way. So if you're able to be at school, be at school. There will be, continuing from last trimester, there will be no bathroom breaks from choir. So if you need to go, do that beforehand in a previous class or whatever, but not seventh period. Your requirements for the class are: you have a weekly lesson with me, just like you did last trimester. Now, if we come to a part where we find out that that there are multiple people that are behind on lessons, I may extend that lesson deadline a week to make sure that everybody has time and to get caught up with that. But make sure that you're on top of the lessons and not trying to make it up just at the very last minute. That's not going to be either good for your grade or good for your getting to learn the music. Music. When you're given music, make sure that you keep track of it. You're going to be given a black binder with the music in it. Don't lose it. If by some random thing, an alien or Skull Crusher comes, this is Skull Crusher by the way if you don't know, an alien or somebody comes down and steals your music, let me know that and I'll get another copy of it for you for seventh period. But just please make sure that you have a physical copy of music. I'm going to continue to use the Google Doc that has links to all of the music throughout the trimester. So if I'm not here, or if you're not here, or if you need just a refresher on the music at some time, at any time, you're able to go on to this Google Doc, which is linked in Schoology, and you'll have a link to my YouTube page that has not just a PDF copy of the music, but also links to your own individual part being played for you, so you can practice it at any time. Practice notes, practice memorization, whatever you need to do. You can use this too if you feel like your music reading isn't not necessarily up to snuff, or this is a newer experience for you kind of thing. Go on that link and then follow along with your music and listen to what's being played for you, and then things will be able to make a whole lot more sense for you when you do that. So with that, the next really important thing that we would like to talk to you about is rehearsal etiquette and how rehearsals should go, especially at Oskaloosa High School. There are several things that you need to be personally responsible for in order for rehearsals to go well, for us to feel productive, and for you and myself to have an enjoyment through the music. When you come into class, again, the cell phone, that goes either in your bag or in the cell phone holders provided for you, just like they are in every class. When you come into choir, you need to have a positive attitude regardless of what's happened to you the rest of the day. One of the things that I really like to use music for is an escape. If I or Skull Crusher is having a bad day or something, I can use music as a tool to, one, help me through that, or two, help me forget that, or push it outside of my life, even if it's just for a little bit. So if you're coming with some baggage into seventh period, I'm going to challenge you to leave that at the door, and then at the end of rehearsal, that's up to you if you want to pick it up or not, but don't let previous things that have happened to you throughout the day affect your rehearsal, because inevitably it affects other people's rehearsal as well. Now, I am fully aware that that sometimes is easier said than done. So if you are coming in and you've had some kind of personal thing that's happened to you that you are just not able to be yourself that day, you need to let me know that. Come up to me so I know what's going on with you, and I don't have to guess as to as to why you're not rehearsing at the level that you should be at. Come talk to me about it. It's okay. Next thing is chewing gum or any other foreign objects in your mouth while you're in choir. There was a running joke first trimester. There's a saying that I like to always say, okay, spit out your gum or choke and die. What that as that I come across when I say that, that's kind of a real thing. It really is. It's a safety thing, especially when we're asking you to breathe the way that we're asking you to breathe in choir. Intercostal muscles and using your diaphragm, taking deep breaths, deep quick breaths. You need to make sure that there's no foreign objects in your mouth that can inhibit that. So just make sure that you spit out gum, any foreign language, or any foreign language. Just make sure you spit out any gum or any foreign objects that are in your mouth before you come into class. The biggest thing probably for me, and I think it should be for everybody in the choir, is that we respect each other. If I'm asking you to do something, the expectation is that you do it. There during warm-ups, I'm going to have you do things. I'm going to explain to you why I'm having you do things, but there can't be a refusal to do the things that we're doing in choir, whether it be warm-ups or just singing in general. You need to come in when I bring you in. So I'm very, very clear as to what measure number and what page number we started every time before we start. And when I count you in, 1, 2, 3, 4, on beat 4, or whatever beat it is that you come in on, you need to make sure that you're coming in there and not just kind of waking up from a daze and then figuring out that you should be coming in at that point. So you need to stay mentally engaged in the game throughout the rehearsals to make sure that we have the best possible product that we can for our community and our family members, and also for ourselves. And if that I think that's probably the most important thing, for us to feel like we're able to perform at the level that we're able to perform at in lessons and in choir. We need to be able to make sure we're doing everything that's asked of us. I really hate seating charts. Especially in choir. I think that if you are in a section that you have a dear friend that you're acquainted with throughout school, or is just a friend of yours, and they're in your section, I don't want to take that away from you the ability to sing with them in that group. So I don't like seating charts. I do want us to stand in the sections that we're assigned to: soprano 1, soprano 2, alto 1, alto 2, bass baritone, tenor 1, tenor 2. We can't be switching sections without prior approval from me. That being said, whoever it is that you're standing next to, you need to be able to focus with that person, and it cannot be a distraction to you or others around you. Let me repeat that. You cannot be a distraction to yourself or the people around you. We're here for a reason. We're here to make music. We're here to have fun together and make music together. But we can't have distractions that don't need to be there. My expectation is for everybody that if you sign up for this class, it is an elective class. Everybody knows what choir is. There was no need to go into a dictionary to look up what the definition of choir was before you joined. If you're signing up for this class, you need to be a strong and respectful musician, in that you are accountable for your own actions. You're accountable for how you are in rehearsals, how you act in rehearsals, and how you portray yourselves in rehearsals. It's an elective class. If you didn't sign up for it, if you signed up for it, you wanted to be there. So I'm going to hold you to that expectation, and I think everybody around you should as well. So thank you. Body language is a huge thing for me. I'm not a believer in resting face for guys or girls. I don't believe that. I think it's a choice that we make. You can't come into rehearsal looking like, and then just like signing it off and say, well, I've got resting whatever face, kind of thing. So that's why I do that. I can't control it. No, you can't. Come in, rehearse with a lightness about your face that doesn't portray death and destruction out to the world or myself or anybody else there. Have a good affect about yourself. It's a choice that you make. So come in, smile. Even if you're not in a good mood, the very first thing that you can do to help change the mood that you're in is put a fake smile on. Starts there, but do me a favor, no grumpy McPoopy pants faces in choir this trimester. We're here to do a job, and let's do it well. How you treat others and how you act towards other folks in choir is important in building a choral community. If you have problems with, just naturally throughout the day, have problems interacting with people, getting along with people, don't bring that in seventh period. We need to continue to create a community of musicians that are there for a common purpose, and create a community feeling about that. Be respectful on how you talk to each other at all times. That is a huge thing for me. And we can look at respect as a number of different ways, just right speech, right actions, but also how you rehearse. Like I mentioned earlier, I mean, are you rehearsing to the full capabilities that you have, or are we singing like this, like ah, instead of a full or kind of thing? How you're presenting your product is a sign of respect for others as well. If your voice can't be heard over others, then it doesn't really matter if your voice is in the choir or not. That's kind of a harsh thing to say, but think about that for a moment. If we have 100 and some folks on stage, and we should be able to notice if you're not there. If you're not contributing, we should be able to, hey, something's different about that. That one voice wasn't in there, and I'm not getting that same kind of thing. But if we honestly can't tell if your voice is in there or not, it really doesn't matter if you're in there. So, as harsh as that sounds, you need to make sure that you're projecting and singing full. That's a matter of respect as well to others, to myself, to the choir in general, and to the history of choir at Oskaloosa High School. So please make sure that you are not hiding your voice from myself, yourself, others. You are putting your voice out there, and we also need to be aware that this is a safe space in order to do that. I think that one of the most intimate things that we can do as musicians is share our voices with others, and creating a choral sound which includes our individual voices. That can be a scary thing. I mean, it's my voice. What if someone doesn't like it, kind of thing? And I'm going to hold back and not do what I'm capable of doing. The community that we create has to be accepting of everyone, of everybody's voices and their ability levels. So no one should be afraid to sing out, and at no point should anyone belittle anyone else for any reason, especially their singing ability, or what they perceive their singing ability to be. Be good to each other. Have good personal communications and personnel communications with each other. If that's a challenge for you at this stage in your life, this class might not be for you. That's a harsh thing to say as well, but at this point in our lives, I think that we need to have the ability to interact with people socially in a productive manner. So we are very respectful of each other at all levels in the group. If there are issues that arise, you need to come to me, and we can address it at that point. But that respect thing, let's keep on that. A very exciting thing for us, as you probably are aware, we are in the middle of a multi-million-dollar music wing restoration. That's why we're in the small gym right now. I probably should have started that in case you're wondering why we're rehearsing in a gym. Just a little backstory. 17 years ago, when I was hired for this job, in my interview, I think I've told this story before, but in my interview, one of the selling points for coming to Oskaloosa, which I would have come to Oskaloosa anyway, that's the strong music programs here, was, hey, Mr. Weinrich, you should really think about applying for this position, because we will be we're right in the middle of breaking ground on a brand new music facility. Well, that was 17 years ago, and for the past 17 years, we've been in a renovated hallway that used to be the main entrance to the school, and my office was the principal's office, believe it or not. The Indian head used to actually be outside of my office door in the old choir room. So finally, they're actually breaking ground on that. As you can see outside, they're just really getting on it right now. So that's why we're rehearsing in a gym. I understand that is not necessarily the most ideal situation for that, but I think it's really exciting to keep our eye on the prize, and we should really look forward to what this new music facility is going to look like, and what it's going to do for us. Seniors, if you're graduating and you're not going to reap the benefits for that, come back and take a look and see what we're doing after you graduate and everything and the renovations are completed. Come back and take a look. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and happy for those that are currently in the program. Trust for me is a very big thing. I trust you until that trust is broken. Keep honest with me, keep honest with each other. Do what you need to do. And like I said, we're gonna get along fine. I'm gonna trust you. Once that trust is broken, there does tend to needs to be some work to recreate and reground ourselves in that. So my best advice for you is, again, I'm just going back to the reasons why we're in choir. We're in choir to make music with each other to the best of our ability, to create the best possible product that we can. I said this at the end of the last trimester concert, but choir's a great thing in that, you know, if we look around, we're all coming from different background levels. I am, you are, everybody's not necessarily everybody hangs out with each other, but at the same time, we're asked to put a quality product together with people that we normally might not interact with or might not have a personal relationship with. That's a great thing, and I think the world could take a lot away from how music groups work together. It's also an opportunity for you to create lifelong friendships as well. So let's keep that in our thoughts as well. There are things coming our way that are quite important. We're coming to a fairly busy season for us. Our Madrigal Dessert Theater happens December 11th and 12th. December 11th, the shows are at 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and then Sunday it's at 2 o'clock. These are the largest fundraisers that we have for our choir. Just an example of what we've been able to do with the funds that have been raised. The new choir robes that were procured last year, we were able to contribute alongside the school's contribution, and we're able to get a pretty high quality choir robe. The total cost for all of those robes was, I think, between $17,000 and $18,000. The other thing that we do is every 3 years we do a tour of Chicago. It's a singing tour, but it also we go see a ton of different shows and go see a bunch of different museums. Go have a lot of experiences. And the last time that we went to Chicago, including the overnight accommodations, including transportation, including meals and tickets to everything. By the way, tickets last time, I think it was, we went to the Chicago Symphony. We saw Yo-Yo Ma play. We went to see Blue Man Group. We saw Mamma Mia. We went to the Field Museum. We performed at the Field Museum as well, which is fun and something that continues. Went to the aquarium, and there's just a bunch of other things that I'm sure I'm missing there. But there were several students that didn't have to pay anything for that trip. We try to keep costs down a lot for this anyway, try to keep in the $400 to $500 range, but there were students that didn't have to pay anything because of what they were able to fundraise during the Madrigal dinner. So with that coming up, that's yet another reason why we need to make sure that we're on our game in rehearsals and performances. The other things coming up this trimester, we would start working on solo and ensemble music. If you are interested in taking a solo or a small group to contest, FYI, we can do duets. I'm not a fan of duets. We can talk about the reasons why I'm not a fan of taking a duet to contest rather. Later on a one-on-one level. But if you're looking to do a small group or a solo for contest, let me know that. I would like to start working that in December, so we can have a couple months that you can feel good about it, that you can feel good about performing in front of people, and be able to take a piece to contest to see how well you do. That starts this trimester as well. I realize this video contains a lot of don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. That's important that we go over that, especially right at the beginning of the trimester, just to make sure that everybody is on the same page. I want to make this without any bones possible. Choir and your music classes, but I'm biased, so I'm going to say choir, should be your favorite part of the school day. And we need to create a community that happens. So we need to make sure that members that are coming in, members that have stayed with us, are under that impression that we rehearse in a way that allows people to have fun, that allows them to express themselves. And that's why we go over these are what you shouldn't do. Most of them are common sense, but I do know that sometimes common sense can be pushed, and it's important to reiterate what we should or should not be doing. So again, I'm biased, so I'm saying choir, but music classes in general should be something that you're looking forward to each and every day when you come to school. So I'm not here today because of the Little Hawkeye Conference Honor Choir Festival. Wanted to also let you know that I will not be here on Friday as well due to the Iowa All States Festival taking place this weekend. I mentioned that just so you have a heads up, and then if you get a chance to see Allie Nolan or any of those that had tried out for All-State as well, that includes Aaron Scholes, Sierra Williams, Brenna Lindgren, and Allie. They put a lot of work into their performances to try out for All-State, but they're also one of the reasons why our choir is as strong as they are from the extra work that they had put into it. So if you see them over the next couple days, take a moment and thank them for the work that they put in and the dedication not only to their art but also to our music program at Oskaloosa. And if you see Allie throughout the hall, let's give her congratulations for making it in. This is her second time making it in, and it is also the highest honor that a high school music student can have in the state of Iowa. I'm very much looking forward to this trimester here. So it's there's nothing else that I would rather do than work on music with you guys. We have a very, very strong couple of choirs, and we're going to be doing some amazing things here. So just do me a favor, keep your eye on the prize, keep your choir rehearsal and etiquette and attitude where it needs to be. Again, choir and your music classes need to be one of the reasons why you wake up and come to school every day to look forward to that. Mr. Scott, what do you think about what I just said?
I think that is very true. I think that music, no matter whether it's choir, band, or orchestra, it should be something that you look forward to your day and something that you look forward to either starting your day with or ending your day with, depending on what period you have it.
Yeah. So, Christian, I realize you're not in choir for whatever strange reason that is, yeah. but being in orchestra and everything, would you agree with the statement that I made there?
Yeah, I'd agree. And also you get out of other classes, it's better to have fun than do English or math.
Are you talking about Mrs. Weinrich just then? Were you?
No.
Okay, all right, I get what you're saying. All right, so. Yes, thank you very much for your contribution there, Christian and Aiden. I have found my friend Mr. Eversmeyer. Now, if you don't know my friend Mr. Eversmeyer, some of you might know him as Coach E. But take a look at this. Take a look at his arms.
No, I'm not doing this video.
No. So the athlete of the athletes is right here. Sir, were you involved? Were you involved in choir when you were in high school?
I absolutely was.
What high school did you come from?
I went to Wapello High School.
Is that in Iowa?
It is. It's one of the smallest high schools in the state.
Okay, that got really aggressive there. Great. So, what was your graduating class? Do you remember?
Like the year?
Yeah.
2009.
No, how many people graduated in your class? Do you remember?
35.
I was between 35 and 40 myself. New London, represent. So anywho, so you were in choir. Can you how was it? Did you have a good choir?
We were a fairly successful choir.
Why?
Because everybody worked hard and singing is awesome. And we did a really nice job, and our choir director, just like Mr. Weinrich, you'll come to find if you're new to this class that Mr. Weinrich is one of the most accomplished choir directors in the state.
Well, thank you, sir. I very much.
And stern. Mind your P's and Q's, kids.
Goodbye. Thank you, Coach Eversmeyer, for your wonderful insight into your choral experience in the past. So I have a couple friends here. Mr. Comfort, he sometimes makes his presence known in choir.
Yes.
What's your experience with choir been at Oskaloosa High School over the years, just with expectations and quality level kind of thing?
Well, there's always been a high level of expectations, especially in the one amazing trimester I took way back in middle school, and I just got a passion for music. That's why I love Taylor Swift and Adele right now.
Adele, yeah. Thank you very much. Moving one over here. So, Mrs. Clark, how are you?
How are you doing?
Oh, fantastic. How are you? I just asked
great.
that, I suppose.
I'm doing great.
So, yeah, that's great. So, were you in choir in high school?
I was in choir for all 4 years. I loved it. It was an awesome experience getting to be with friends and make beautiful music.
Was your choir good?
I was in it. Obviously, it was phenomenal.
Great answer. Why was it good? You already kind of said it. Why was it good? But why was it good?
Yeah, we just had a great time together, and we were all there for the same purpose, to create beautiful music. And that's something I love about choir now. Every time that I'm wandering around from class to class, as you see, I like to swing by choir, and especially when I'm like, oh, something good's happening, and I come down there, chill with the music. I love it.
Swing choir, yeah, sure, very cool. Yep, sounds good. And hey, one more. So hey, look, it's the man himself, Mr. Kirby. So it's my understanding that you didn't have very much music experience when you were in high school, maybe band a little bit.
Band a little bit.
Okay,
Yes.
just from what you've gathered here, and please be honest, but like from what you've gathered here at Oskaloosa High School, can you tell me about the expectations that we have on our choir students and what kind of product that you expect to have at the end of like the trimesters for
Well,
concerts?
I think just with any of our extracurriculars here at Oski, we want really high expectations for our students. You know, we want them to demonstrate a high level of performance, and we just want them to represent our school well, and that goes without saying with our choir also.
Awesome, very good. All right, hey, thank you guys very much. Have a fantastic day. Woo! So look, hey, it's Elliot Nelson. Hey, so we've got well, hello there. So, how long have you been involved in choir here?
I've been in choir since 7th grade year, and I've been involved for all 3 years up at the high school.
Excellent. Tell me about the products that we create at the high school here, like the quality. I'm looking for just examples of like quality and quality of product at the end of the trimester.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we take a piece, our main intent is bringing it to the highest level of choir capacity that we can get to, whether it's notes, rhythms, dynamics, tempos, etc. We're going to make sure it's 100% ready to perform.
How does that happen?
Rehearsals, we always have to be on task. We always have to be listening to Mr. Weinrich, which sometimes you might not want to.
What?
No, but you always gotta make sure that you're in tune to the music and ready to learn and ready to express through the music.
Oh, I like how you put in tune on there as well. That's such a nice thing.
I know, that was a joke.
Thank you, Elliot.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kirby, Mrs. Clark, and Mr. Comfort for your advice here. And hello, Lainey. So I'm just going around, and you know, we're setting expectations for second trimester kind of thing. I don't know about you, but if anything musically involved wasn't fun, I wouldn't do that. How does music become fun for you?
Music becomes fun for me when we incorporate instruments in our music.
Ooh.
I really like doing that.
Okay.
And when both choirs are joined together for a lot of songs,
Okay.
I like doing that as well, just hearing all the voice parts and everything.
Nice. Okay.
And it's fun when the sections are actually split up. So like when alto ones are in like a certain area and alto twos
Okay.
and all that.
Well, that was unplanned and really good there. So that gives me some information there. I could definitely do some more stuff that incorporates other instruments, kind of thing, and then stuff together with a big full choir there, kind of thing there as well. Thank you, Lainey. Lainey, for that. I appreciate the. Whoa. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to tell me about what makes choir especially fun for you. Why do you you've done this forever? Why do you continue to do it?
When the group really comes together.
You're probably upside down there,
Yeah,
right?
probably. And puts that effort forth to create something beautiful and masterful.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh. What do we have here?
¿Qué pasa?
Hola, Senor Foster.
Gracias.
Ah,
What are you doing in here?
muy guapo.
Oh, gracias.
Sí.
But what are you doing in here?
Hey, yeah. So, well, I'm just I'm not here for today's seventh period. I want to set expectations.
Muy bien.
So sí. You were in choir, right?
I sure was. Yes.
Well, isn't your face on the wall in the Music Hall of
yes,
Fame there?
it's not this face. It's this face.
Ooh, muy guapo. That's so.
Gracias.
Why is your face on that Music Wall of Fame there?
Well, a couple of reasons. The first one was that somebody didn't get the flu.
That's an inside joke, but yeah.
I'll state my junior year was alternate, and so we were hoping for somebody to get pneumonia or something the whole fall.
So you can
didn't
just-
never happen.
just
Didn't never happen. So I
sneak
could
in there.
actually go to Allstate.
Yep.
Didn't happen.
And
But I
then?
did make it there my senior year.
Okay.
And also a Best of Center award in for one of the years.
That
And
was a duet
solo
with
and
Renee
ensemble
Hessing.
duet with Renee Hessing.
Yeah, I remember
Yep,
that,
that was clutch. So,
And it was
a
didn't
few
my
things.
Lord deliver
I think it
Daniel?
was.
And
Did
it was
my
just
Lord
like
deliver
Daniel.
Yeah, you gotta wait for that. Wait for it.
We gotta
Yeah.
wait for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was Mozart Ave Verum Corpus.
Yes, that's right. That was a quartet. We might have also, I forget if we got for that too. I don't remember.
Anywho, I digress. So, so what enabled you to get your face on that wall there?
I guess dedication. So coming in 7 o'clock in the morning, right? And not apologizing for your lateness. Well, apologizing for your lateness if you were late.
Correct.
But we would do, our madrigal rehearsals, our all-state rehearsals, 7 o'clock in the morning, every Tuesday and Thursday morning. Just being there, right? Same thing with those of you who are athletes. Weight room, right? I was at school at 7 o'clock every single day. Weight room Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. Ooh, no. Not anymore. Tuesday, Thursday, madrigal, dedication. Yeah. In class. Dialed in, right? Notes go up, you go up. Notes go down, you go down. Yeah, I know. He's still saying that one.
I do.
So not talking with your neighbor, right?
Yeah.
Listening before you talk, because especially in choir, that's key. Not having anything in your mouth. Don't have anything in your mouth. No chewing gum. No candy.
Did you continue your music career when you went to college?
I sure did, yeah. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I started in choir, unauditioned choir. They got me into the auditioned choir second semester. And then somehow I ended up taking a Baroque music history course my sophomore year fall semester. And I loved it so much that when I came back from Spain after sophomore year, decided that I wanted to do a music major.
Did you tell them what you did in Spain, by the way?
What about it? Walking across Spain? Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit, yeah. Doing the Way of St. James pilgrimage. I've walked across Spain 5 different times.
Walked across 5 times?
Yeah, it's way too much. I know, yeah. That's my lost 20s. No.
All right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Foster.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your music experience?
I sure did, yes. This guy. Trust this guy. Trust the process, right? He'll take you there. He'll get you there, and you'll have a lot of fun doing it.
Goodbye. Thank you, Dr. Foster, for everything that you just talked about there. And
Mr. Weiner?
Mr. Engelmels. What can I do for you, sir?
Oh,
you know what? Instead of that, can you tell me, you're in choir, right?
I am. I'm in chamber choir.
Excellent. So, do you like music?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Do you like the performances we put on?
Oh, yeah, they're loads of fun.
Why? Why are they fun?
Because you get to take notes and things on paper and you make them come out of your mouth and make something good.
They come out of your mouth and make something good.
Yeah.
Perfect answer, sir. Thank you very much. Mr. Engelmels, thank you so much for your expertise. Whoa! Mr. DiPrizio, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Excellent. So, if you don't know, our wonderful and illustrious band director here, Mr. DiPrizio, just happened to be walking by in the hall here, kind of thing. So, I've just been going around talking about expectations and what our expectations should be for second trimester, kind of thing. I kind of know the answer already, but I assume you have high expectations for your band students, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Can you talk about just what do you expect out of your band students?
Yep. Show up on time. None of these. This is not mine.
Mm-hmm.
They turn them into the office
Mm-hmm.
and do what they're asked to do.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy.
And I think that with those expectations, having everybody on board then, just not just band, choir, orchestra, with those expectations, everybody agrees to it, no one fights it and everything. That's when the fun happens.
Absolutely. That's why we have good programs.
Excellent, thank you. And being fairly new to the district, were you aware of the level of programs that were at Oskaloosa before coming in?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Is that part of the reason why you wanted to be here?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. DiPrizio. So with all that being said, I'm just going to sum things up with I'm looking forward to having some fun this trimester, and we all need to be on the same page with that at the very least. So let's work to the best of our ability. Let's learn the songs the best we can. Let's work together well, and let's come up with the strongest performance that we've seen Oskaloosa have thus far. So we've got a large and long history of wonderful music here, and that continues with you guys. So I'm proud of you. I'm looking forward to this trimester, and let's go get that bread.